Dr. Turek, tonight you're diagnosed with cancer. If you could choose prayer or modern medical science, which would you rather have?
Yes.
You can only choose one.
No,
you can have prayer or you can choose science. You only have one. Would you rather have those doctors treat you with chemotherapy, or would you rather have a team of priests treat you with prayer? You can only have one.
Who said I can only have one?
My question presumes you can only have one.
It's a false question. I can have both, and I should have both, because are you suggesting that God can't work through doctors, or are you saying that? What are you trying to get at?
Professor Turek, my implication is that if you wouldn't immediately jump to the chance to say, I would only rather have prayer, that displays nothing other than a lack of faith. You should be more than happy to say, I don't care about modern medical science or anything other than other than God will heal me and God will take care of me only through the power of prayer. And I'm confident, since you are a devout and a serious Christian, and I respect you for that, and as should everyone here, you're going to tell everyone here, forget science, we don't care about any of it. God will take care of us as long as we pray to Him.
You have wrong theology, because before I need medical care, I need food. And I rely on farmers that make corn here in Cornhusker land. I'm not growing my own corn, okay? I don't have time to do that. I rely on them. I'm not going to sit around and say, God, give me some corn.
You've already told us God is timeless, so time is nothing. We're waiting for your prayer.
I'm not following you, Cody. What are you suggesting? We live in the world where we have a community, and God has put us in this community, and we rely on one another for certain services. Whether it's doctors, whether it's farmers, whether it's grocers, whether it's attorneys, whether it's teachers, we all interact. We don't say, God, do everything for me. In fact, Jesus was tempted by Satan, remember? Throw yourself down, and God will save you. And Jesus knew, of course, that Satan was taking that verse out of context, and he said, you shall not put the Lord your God to the test.
Dr. Turek, God commanded you to murder your wife or children to prove your faith in God. Is your current devotion not enough to prove your faith? Must you murder your children as Abraham was instructed?
First of all, I don't know what I would do.
This is a simple yes or no question, Doc.
I don't know what I would do in Abraham's position. That's a good question. You know who really struggled with that? Soren Kierkegaard, who wrote a book called...
Is your faith strong enough to murder your own children or wife?
I'm thinking, and since I'm from New Jersey, it's really hard for me to do, so give me a minute. The book is called Fear and Trembling by Soren Kierkegaard. So I don't know what I would do, just like I'm never going to say if somebody put a gun to my head or a gun to my wife's head, what would you do? Because Peter tried that. I'll never deny you, Lord. And what did he do?
He denied him 3 times. Yes, at the crucifixion.
I don't know what I would do, okay? But let me point out, if your friend is an atheist, there's nothing wrong with God doing anything, because by atheism, there's no standard of right and wrong anyway. So in order for you to bring up the objection, you're actually stealing a standard from God in order to try and say God doesn't exist.
Dr. Turek, I'm only asking if you would murder your wife or children to prove your devotion. It's a simple question.
I don't know what would happen. And by the way, when God decides that someone should die, it's not murder for him, because God kills all of us at some point, and he's the only one that can resurrect us. So we don't have the right to murder people, but God has the right to kill people anytime he wants. He can strike me down today, tomorrow, anytime he wants, and it's completely in his prerogative.
God has the right to slaughter the Amalekites down to the last man, woman, and child.
God has the right to take us out anytime we want, because if Christianity's true, men don't really die, we just change location. And God can do that anytime he wants. So thank you for your question.
It is stunning to me that massacre and genocide gets applauded in this building. God demands slaughter, massacre, and genocide.
All right, Cody, there's nothing wrong with genocide if atheism's true.
Are you serious?
If atheism's true, there is nothing wrong with genocide.
I am an atheist and I oppose genocide in every possible in every way.
But that's just your personal opinion, because there's no standard beyond you which says it's wrong.
The standard that says it's correct, that I will help my fellow human up to and including you, especially you, doctor, that I would never harm anyone in this room.
Okay, I'm glad.
Atheism,
Cody,
are you suggesting that atheism allows or purports or wants genocide?
Atheism,
I know you wouldn't say, you would never say that.
Yes, atheism does allow it. You can ask Mao, you can ask Stalin, you can ask Pol Pot, because if there is no authority beyond the government, they are God.
Something that occurs on earth, God must want it to happen and or allows to happen. You've heard this argument before from a hero of both of ours. His last name is Hitchens. Fraulein Freitzel, locked in a dungeon 24 years, raped most nights by her father, 7 children of sodomy. One of them died, perished. She prayed, she beseeched heaven. Why did heaven do nothing? She waited for 24 years, and yet her prayers weren't answered. Why? Tell everyone here why her prayers went unanswered for 24 years.
God has not revealed that to me, so I don't know why, but I know why I don't know why. I'm finite, God is infinite. And I sometimes marvel as to why God doesn't end my life, because I do evil. You do evil. We all do evil. I don't know why God is patient with us. Can God bring good from evil? Sure he does.
Did God allow that to happen?
Sure he allowed it to happen. Yeah, he's God. But if he intervened every time we wanted to do evil, would we have free will?
He raped his daughter for 24 years and did nothing, Doc. Come on.
Who did nothing?
God
First
did
of all,
nothing.
again, this is a question from my worldview, but you have no grounds by which to say rape is wrong.
Are you serious? Forceful sexual assault? Yeah, that's wrong. Everyone here will agree with that, and
Cody,
I have no grounds.
Cody, how is it wrong if there's no God? Is it just your opinion?
No, it's everyone in this room's opinion.
So majority vote.
Raise your hand in this room if you want to get raped.
Cody, majority vote does not determine right and wrong.
Zero
Otherwise,
people.
you'd have to say the Nazis were right in murdering Jews, homosexuals, gypsies, and Jehovah's Witnesses, because they voted that way.
Systematic extermination of people based on their beliefs is incorrect as well, Doc, and you know that.
I know it. You know it too. You just have no way of justifying it.
Other than massacre and senseless extermination?
Again, Cody, you're stealing from God to argue against him. You have no standard from an atheistic worldview. You know in your heart what you're saying is true, that it's wrong to murder and rape people, but you have no way of justifying that other than your own personal opinion.
Dr. Turek, you don't have to.
If I gave you a book,
you would never dream of justifying rape and murder and torture. You would never dream of justifying that.
I don't justify it, and neither do you, but I just have a source to know why it's wrong, where you don't. Now, if Christianity were true, would you become a Christian?
Faster than you probably would.
Well, so if I gave you a book,
if Christ descended from heaven,
he already has. If I were to give you a book, would you read it?
I would read it tomorrow and give you feedback by Friday.
It might take a little longer than that.
I've got 3 other books. I've got 3 other books to read from now until then.
As long as you're open. If Christianity were true, would you become a Christian? You said yes, so I'll give you a book. All right?
If I knew for a fact that Christianity was true, I would be the first to bow down and worship on high, Doc. There's no question.
Beautiful.
You still haven't answered the question. You still have not answered the question. Why are women and men raped every day and God does nothing?
Okay, because we have
can't answer that question.
Yes, I can. Let me answer it, and then we'll move on to Scott. Okay? Because we have free will, and if God intervened every time we used our free will, this wouldn't be a moral universe. And we couldn't make choices, and we couldn't love. We'd be robots. But Christ came into this world to save everybody from the evil that we perpetrate on one another, and it's a free gift that you can have, Cody. Why not take it?